Hello everyone, this is Lawyer Melissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my fitness journey, which if you know me on Instagram, most of what I post is fitness stuff. I know I'm going to law school, but fitness has been just an amazing hobby for me, and it's really just helped me like mentally, and it's just something that I really enjoy. And I talk a lot about it on my channel, on my Instagram. I love to inspire others to get on their own fitness journey. I know for me it was a roller coaster, and that's what I'm going to be going through today. Just so you know, I'm not a registered dietitian. I don't have any certification in anything nutrition, fitness. So anything that I say is just personal experience, which I think can be helpful because coming from as a friend or something, what actually really works. There's so many diets out there, there's so many things that people tell you to do, and what I truly believe is that it's whatever actually you're going to follow through with, because there's so many diets, there's so many different exercises. Some people are obsessed with yoga, some people are obsessed with Pilates, like cycling, running, hiking, hockey. Like, there's so many different things. So being healthy is whatever thing that you actually find that you enjoy. And let's say you don't enjoy anything and you just want to sit on the couch all day, you gotta like start somewhere and just attempt things to start out, to try to see what you do like, because maybe you've never done badminton, maybe you've never done tennis, like who knows, maybe you like basketball, just whatever like suits you and makes you happy and gets your body moving. That's what I feel is best for anyone. So if you like my channel and what I put out there, I would love if you would subscribe. Trying to grow my channel. Right now I am in Arizona. I'm going to be moving to Houston. Just background on me, I'm going to be starting law school this upcoming fall. Okay, so I'm going to start back in when I started caring about my body. So I feel like when you're young, you either you're one way or you're another way. Who knows? When you grow up, you don't really think about food, I feel, and you just do whatever you want, basically. And for me, I was a skinny kid. I don't know why. I like to play with food. I always said, like, what I did when I was a kid was always, like, I would break up cheese and then, like, create things and just, like, I feel like I messed with the food so much that honestly, like, looking back, I'm like, that's probably why I didn't eat as much, because I was just kind of eating very slowly and, like, really enjoying every bite. And I feel like that's maybe why I was skinny. And I didn't do sports other than my junior year of high school. I ran track, so I did like to run, but I only got into that like way later. I was just always just skinny, had no muscle on me, no athletic body, nothing to me. I didn't have curves, I didn't have anything, so was always just skinny. And then it was around 10th grade or so, like puberty starts hitting, and I think I started getting more hungry, and so I started like eating more. And the only thing that made me kind of bring it up, I'm not going to call anybody out because I think people have affected me, but do they know that they did? Potentially not, and I don't really harm anybody for what they did or anything. So, but someone in my life was kind of influencing me in the fact that they kind of spoke down to me about me gaining weight in 10th grade. So there was a certain someone in my life that was kind of talking down about me gaining weight. So it kind of put a little bug in my ear to, I guess I shouldn't be gaining weight. Stereotypically, everyone wanted to look skinny and this and that in high school and look good in homecoming dresses, all that stuff. Stuff started to be kind of tighter on me because I wasn't a size 0 anymore, and stuff. So got talked down to a little bit, and then I started basically doing unhealthy ways of trying to lose weight. So the week before homecoming, I remember my junior year, I didn't eat anything for an entire week. So sorry, I didn't say trigger warning, but if you suffer from any kind of eating disorder, I would say don't watch this video. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be helpful, so because I'm still recovering from what I have went through, so I would just say don't watch my video. But anyways, so yeah, I did that, and, you know, I was, like, almost gonna pass out, like, all that bad stuff, and then I would have days where I would just only eat one big cookie dough piece the entire day. Terrible and not funny, but I would just be like, I need to be skinny for this, or this event, or this, that, this, and so that's what I would do. It's just, like, basically starve myself, so that was kind of just partially high school times. And then finally leaving high school, I went on campus for school, and then I started gaining weight because, so I kind of got off the weight that I was kind of gaining in 10th grade because I started doing those bad habits. And then in college, I started eating a lot because I had access to the college cafeteria, which, if you know, if you've ever been in a dorm, they give unlimited food all day. So that's why they call it the freshman 15. So if you haven't heard of the freshman 15, it means that freshman year you're going to gain 15 pounds, which I think that's probably exactly what happened. Because so in high school, I was literally around 120 pounds. Basically the whole time. I think I got up to like 130, 135 in 10th grade and stuff. And then I maybe was at like 125 or something. And I'm like 5'4", had no muscle tone or whatever. So in college, I definitely, freshman, I just started not giving a shit. And I just started eating, and I just eat all the time. I also had another certain someone in my ear wanting me to eat more so that they looked better than me. So, not going to say who. I don't know if they watch my stuff. So anyways, so kind of had the exact opposite of, like, was trying to first lose weight, and then I was trying to stuff my face because I was kind of being told to gain weight and to look crappy. So, and all I wore in college was sweatshirts and sweatpants, and I didn't dress cute. I was just going to school, learning, and working. I was working 40 hours a week, at whatever job I had. I had like 4 different jobs, and all food jobs, so I always got free food, free greasy food, and I would just eat whenever it's available. I never turned down any food, and I would just eat anything whenever. Barely work out. I did work out like a tiny bit, but most days I was like, what's the point, because I look like crap anyways. But anyways, so that certain someone got out of my life in 2019, and automatically, I think of the heaviest I weighed, I think was around 160. I don't think I weighed myself back then, so I can't remember exactly, but I think I do remember looking at the scale and it was 150, but I don't remember if it was higher than that. I do think it was, just because of looking at pictures and stuff now. So I think that was the heaviest I was. And then once I caught that certain someone out of my life, automatically like lost 10 pounds. I feel like then I was around 145, and just from like not trying to stuff my face basically. And then I was like still not loving myself. I was like, I still look like crap. Like during the summers, I didn't want to wear a bikini. I was just like, and I'm so sorry to anybody who's been over my weight. And I do feel like, honestly, like I'm exaggerating. And I just think that I've had this standard of myself of like, you need to be 120 pounds, which is unrealistic. And so I set that skinny standard for myself. So anything above that, I always felt was like disgusting and ugly and all that stuff. And it was partially from somebody who was telling me those things, partially the internet, partially the media. I was wanting to look like a model, like all that stuff. I would Google, what is Bella Hadid's weight? What is Kendall Jenner's weight? Like, I need to be that. And it's like, but anyways, so lost weight, but then when I cut that certain someone out of my life, but then I was still like not satisfied. I was like, the lowest I got was around, 140, and I was like, I can't push 140. It's not working. Like, it just wasn't working with just like trying to eat better. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. So then, 2019, it was 2020. So 2020 happens. I started working out. Like a little bit. And then, like before COVID. So COVID started March of 2020. So when that happened, then gyms were closed. And then I was just like cooped up in the house. I was working, and then it was like the summertime. So I didn't have like school to worry about. So I only had like my work, which I worked at Firehouse Subs as a manager, and I would just be at the house, and I couldn't do anything else. I was just sitting at home. I was like, maybe let me try home workouts. I don't have motivation for that. I was trying to do little YouTube videos. I'm like, no, what's the point? And all I would do is just snack all day. So then finally, I was going through a rocky relationship at the time, summer of 2020. Then end of 2020, I was like, okay, I need to make a change, and I need to do something because I'm feeling like crap. I was making crying videos of myself. I could insert a little here. I feel like I'm stressing. I just don't know what to do. So pretty embarrassing of just crying to myself, talking to myself like, you're an idiot, you're so fat, you're so ugly, like all this terrible talk. But anyways, I was like, okay, I'm sick of it. So I'm doing something about it. So what I did was I bought a month of Nutrisystem, which is, they give you, all the meals there for you, other than you need to buy fruits and vegetables. So the first week you do exactly all their meals, and then after that you add in some proteins and some carbs. And they tell you like what to eat and stuff, because honestly I didn't know what means eating healthy, like, and all that stuff. I didn't know about protein. I didn't know about anything, because this was just the start. So I started on this thing of Nutrisystem, and I was like, I dropped like almost 10 pounds the first month. So I was like getting around 130. Yeah, I was literally like, around 130 after 1 month, and I'm like, oh my god. And I was doing progress pics every week, and I was like, oh my god, I'm looking so much better just because I'm losing weight. And I was like starting to look skinny, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like starting to feel myself. And I will be honest, again, I think that Nutrisystem is a fad diet. I'm not going to endorse them. I'm not going to completely shame them, because they did get me a little bit in a routine, because they do make you eat 5 times a day, which what I was doing before was I would always go on these like all in, all out diets. Like, I'm going to starve myself for a day, eat the next day, starve for 2 days, like whatever. I went vegan before. I did all these different things, like in the midst of being in the 140s weight, like, and then I would like lose 5 pounds, but then I'd gain it all back, maybe plus some, because I couldn't handle it. So so I do the Nutrisystem, and I'm like dropping weight, great. And then I got like addicted to dropping the weight, so I would not really eat all the meals that I needed. So being honest, again, trigger warning, terrible, not good at all. So their goal was always to have you eat 1,200 calories a day. And I would only eat mostly I would only eat the specific meals that they gave us, and then I would, well, you could have unlimited vegetables, so those calories didn't count. So I always ate the vegetables, but I would only eat the meals that they gave me, which is only around 800 calories. So that, not sustainable, wouldn't recommend, will make you go insane. So I was losing the weight. So I ended up doing Nutrisystem for another month. I was like, I need to get down to 120. I need to get down to 120. So in the second month, I lost 5 pounds. So I was like, why am I not losing it as fast? So this was October to November. Thanksgiving happened, and I was like, okay, like, I don't really know how I'm going to be, because I was like nervous that I'm going to gain all the weight back or like whatever. But I barely ate during Thanksgiving. Not good. I'm sorry that I say some things, because I know just like my mindset back then. So I was like, oh good, I'm not eating that much. Because I was always just focused on eating less so that I could get to 120. And so anyways, I get down to 125, and I was like, it was November, end of November, and I was like, okay, well, I need to lose the next 5 pounds by the new year. And I was like, okay, but I'm not gonna buy Nutrisystem again, because it's around $350 a month. And at this time, I didn't make as much money. Christmas happens, I gotta buy everybody gifts. I went on a trip as well at that time, so I was like, you know, I'm not gonna buy a Nutrisystem. It's fine, I'll figure it out on my own. So I did start figuring it out on my own, and I started doing like the what do they call them, flex meals or something, because they tell you to have 2 proteins and a carb like each meal, and they would tell you how much. So I started doing that, and I was maintaining around, well, I got down to 125, and then I was like 128, and then it would just be like 125 to 128. I would like I stayed around there from, so that was November of 2020 up until about like August of 2021. I was like staying around that amount. I was kind of upset that I wasn't losing that extra 5 and like getting down to 120. But I was starting to really work out. Like I got super into working out. I started like that summer, I started going to the gym like twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I started doing DoorDash, where all I would do is wake up, go work out, DoorDash, then go work out again midday with my mother, DoorDash again, and then sometimes work out again at night. So really, again, I think personally I have an addictive personality to things. So I think that I get super obsessed with things. And it would just be like my joy of my day. And I was just like saving money, and I would save money for trips. I went on my first solo trip that year. And I was just like enjoying it. And I was like, I did like my body at the time. I didn't have like as much muscle as I have now, but I was, you know, I was content. But then I started having moments of like binging. And this is when, you know, my binge, I would call it a disorder, began. So, which that's why I don't recommend cheat meals and make it feel like it's cheating. You're cheating yourself, and like, I just don't believe in it, especially now looking back, because I think that's what triggered it. Because I would just do cheat day on like a certain day of the week. I forget which day, but and I would do it, and then I was like, okay, I'll just do an ice cream, and then the next week I did like a cheesecake, and then I did pizza and garlic sticks, and I would like try to eat as much as I can of that whole thing, and I was like all to myself. And then the one week I did donuts, and donuts is my weakness. Honestly, it's so hard for me to resist. So I get a 12-pack of it, and I ate like 9 of them, like all at once. And I didn't eat all morning either, because I was like, okay, I can't eat too much. So I didn't eat all morning until like 3 o'clock. And I stuffed myself with 9 donuts, and then I'm like, I felt all like bloated, but I was like, I'm still hungry, because like donuts have like no substance in it. It has no protein. I didn't have any protein that day. I already worked out, like, and I'm doing everything wrong. So don't recommend any of these diets that I've done, other than like, I guess what I'm on now. It's not really a diet, it's a lifestyle, but anyways, so I think that's what triggered the binging. And then it just kept on not stopping. So it was like, it would accidentally happen, like accidentally once a week. I would come home from DoorDash like super late, all angry, and it's late at night, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and then I would go in the fridge and like look at all my mom's leftovers that were super unhealthy, and I would be like, okay, let me just stuff my face and just forget about it, go to bed. And then so I started doing that all the time, and then it was like once a week, and then it became twice a week, and then it became like 4 times, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to starve myself the next day. So then I would go in that cycle of binge starve, disorder again, not good. So bad thoughts were in my head, was not going well. I started really not thinking well of myself. I started hating myself. And then January of 2022, I went on my solo trip to Arizona. And I basically like binged the entire trip. I was like, F it, I'm just gonna enjoy life, and you know, and whatever. Go on the trip. I fall in love with Arizona. If you watched my why I really moved, you can find out why I did move. But anyways, I moved to Arizona, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna solve all my problems. I hate Michigan. Let me just move. So I move, and I did Nutrisystem for like almost a month. I lost like 10 pounds. I kept on fluctuating so much, and I was getting close to 140 again. And then I got down to like 131, like right before I moved. And then I was here, and then I was dating a guy, and binging was happening. I hated my job. I was stressed out. I was taking 16 credits. I was like dying. So then I was binging at work. I was binging at home. I didn't have money. I was just eating all of my feelings. So, and then it was just like binge starve. I was still working out all the time, but I felt like crap about myself. Then I started my fitness Instagram, which kind of motivated me again to be like, okay, like, let me try to take this stuff seriously. And I liked inspiring people. And then I felt like kind of like a fake, because I would say things online like, yeah, you should love yourself and everything should be great and you need to push yourself and this and that. But I was lying to myself. Like, I wasn't doing it. I wanted others to do it, but I wasn't taking my own advice. So in the end, I ended up being like, you know what? I think I need therapy. I think I need something, because I started to really hate myself, and then the binge starve all the time was insanity. And then when I would do it sometimes, I would spend so much money on it. Like one night I went in, got DoorDash, and I spent $30 on one 12-pack of donuts and just got it delivered to my door. I tipped them, everything. And I'm like, and then I woke up the next day, I only had 6 because I wasn't even that hungry because I was already binging all day. And I spent $30 on all those donuts, and then I was like, what the hell did I just do? And then I left it for my roommates, and I was like, you know what, like, I can't eat those. And I was like, what a waste of money. So I kept on putting myself close to like no money, because I would go on this like crazy rampage of eating everything, going to fast food, going to gas station, then I need something sweet. And then it's like this cycle in your brain, and it's hard to explain unless you know what it is. But honestly, like, I feel for people who go through that stuff, because it was pretty traumatizing for like almost a year, and it really led me to, hate to say, but almost kill myself. And so I really knew that I needed to seek some help. I'm really opening up on this video, so hopefully somebody is understanding, or you know, can relate, or whatever. I could help someone. So with that, yeah, I've been just feeling amazing lately, and I still want to lose some and just want to tone up. I'm not focused on the scale. I'm focused on the slow and steady you know, gradual progress, and it's been really working out for me. I'm trying to prioritize water, I prioritize the protein, and I also do my fitness pal and I calculate everything. And I'm eating probably around 1,800 calories a day right now. I'm not super strict on it, so sometimes I eat more, sometimes I eat less. It just depends, but I just mainly try to focus on the protein, and then I also try to focus on my gut, because I do feel like I've had a problem with bloating. I feel like my body's not used to what's going on. Also, I will say I was kind of addicted to laxatives at the time of the binge and starve as well. So not having the laxatives, I feel like, has made me not want to go number 2. So I'm trying to take probiotic, prebiotic, and sometimes I take a stool softener, but I do not take laxatives anymore, because it's just too aggressive and I don't want my body to become dependent on it again. So I try to do the best that I can. So that's one thing that I'm trying to still work on, is my gut health and not being bloated all the time. But overall, I've been really happy with my progress, and my mental health it's skyrocketed since I've been on medication, and I've been focused on, making the changes. I think also what's helped me is I listen to positive podcasts, I listen to bodybuilders, I do all that all the time. At one point I wanted to be a bodybuilder, but I also decided that my law career is most important to me. But I still genuinely enjoy working out, inspiring others, and getting the body to the best that I can get it at, while I'm young and looking nice, because one day I probably will have kids and my body's not going to be as great. But I do also see women online who, get their body to bounce back and this and that, so potentially that will be me, but I don't know, that's far out. But I know it was a long-ish video, but I hope that you enjoyed. I know that it kind of went all over the place, but a fitness journey is not linear, is what everyone says. And it's hard to recognize that until you're going through it. But if you just, say everything's okay, and, there's going to be bad days, there's going to be good days, there's going to be terrible days, there's going to be a bad week, stuff goes on, and you might resort to your old habits. So it's a gradual process, and but you can get better, and you can change, and you can get to where you want to be. It is possible. Nobody's life is over just because they look a certain way, they feel a certain way right now. You can always change your perception. You could always change what you're eating, your habits, and you just got to be dedicated and make it happen. So hopefully you enjoyed my video. If you did, I hope that you like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next week for my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.